aside from that last story we were talking about, I got fished in by a Norwegian group. All right, fine. I'll admit it.
Were they girls?
No. Well,
Well,
they're transgender. And they're a transgender group from Norway, and they put out a news release the other day that they were trying to advocate to get rid of the song "You Make Me Feel Like a Natural Woman," Aretha Franklin's version of it, because it is an affront to the trans community. So I looked at that, and I said, I got up on my high horses. I said, and I told all my guys, like, you're not going to believe what they're doing over in Norway. This group.
Had enough of this.
Well, it turns out they're a parody group, and 2 days later they said, yeah, we're messing with you.
we all fell for it. You, and you.
They pointed my big old face out first. Chris Demm said, I think Rod Stewart had a version.
I remember a male singer singing it, and it just felt clunky.
Yeah, it's You Make Me Feel Like a Natural Man. Now, I'd like that version taken away.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Why would you do that?
That one I wouldn't get up and arm.
Take it off Spotify. I don't care.
It doesn't matter.
Cancel that.
Look, the guy could sing, but that's just a poor choice, in my opinion.
It's an ugly kind of clunky. That's a good word to describe that song. Now, this one here's got me. This is about guidelines on what you should and should not do. Now, other countries are doing this. I've been Mediterranean now for 10 days. Just told Biggie, a friend of our colleague, his father passed away. Biggie was out of town for the funeral, but Chris Demm and I went to the funeral, and Biggie just said, well, how was it? And it was...
We found it very personal.
I did. I thought it was beautiful because his sons spoke, and I just really enjoyed hearing about the man who I didn't even know. And then when we went back for the reception, well, two things happened. One, I was almost recruited into the Mormon church. I was this close, Biggie.
He was teetering.
I mean,
I could see that.
If I had not been there standing next to it, Biggie.
Yeah. Kristen, he tried to pull me away.
Yeah, you're an easy target.
Oh, yeah. And the guy came up to me and he's like, we believe that when you go to heaven, you see all your loved ones that have passed on before you. And I said, that's what I've been looking for. That is just what I've been looking for.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, we're a very optimistic religion.
Because I think the man who had passed, I think his last words were, see you later.
Yeah.
That's correct. That was really cool. That was,
What an epitaph.
It was neat. And the guy said, this is what we believe. And I said, well, do you have a leaflet or a pamphlet or something? And
we got to go. We got to go.
Yeah. And Kristen said, we got to go.
We got to go. We got to go.
It was lucky he was
and
there.
Then you had to walk past the entire table filled with delicious crumble cookies.
That's the thing. The crumble cookies, they had a nice reception of a lot of stuff, but the crumble cookies really stood out. And I had been Mediterranean dieting for 12 hours. Okay. I was that. I mean, it was unbelievable, but I resisted the temptation. I did not have the cookies, and I have not had one morsel of sugar in now 12 days. So I'm happy about that, happy to report that. But in England, and these are other countries, they have given a guideline. The Food Standards Agency of England said workers are now discouraged from bringing any unhealthy snacks to share to the workplace. This is the news report that they did on it in London.
We are being encouraged to avoid tempting our work colleagues when returning from holidays and leave the junk food at home. The UK's Food Standards Agency is comparing bringing cake into the office to passive smoking. A new report has warned, despite people wanting to be kind to their co-workers, sugary snacks can be detrimental to people's health and well-being.
There you are. So they have said bringing cake or cookies into the office is the same as smoking next to somebody.
Boy.
But that's really not quite true, because if you're smoking next to me, I have no choice but to breathe here. I don't have to eat. You got to show some willpower not to eat the cookies.
We used to get mug cakes every Monday.
I know. Believe me.
Donuts on Friday. Think of the weeks after Halloween.
Oh, my God.
Oh, the candy that's in here?
Bags.
Endless. Every person brings in the unused candy. And
I think almost every office is probably the same. You get snacks and treats here and there, You get,
yeah.
That's just how it is. So it's not a hard and fast rule. They're just saying don't bring a cake. Do you think that will have any impact on how many cakes and cookies are brought into offices this year?
Only for the people at the food services industry or whatever. The FS, what do you call them? The people who made the rules. they're the ones who are going to suffer.
Oh, true.
The people who answer the phones there.
Food Standards Agency.
Yeah,
That agency will now be a lot less fun.
They're going to get an earful.
Oh, you're right. They won't get the cakes in there.
Yeah.
Can't bring them.
Attention, Karen has brought in rice cakes. You're in the break room if you like a rice cake.
Does that count?
It's so true. It's so difficult. Today, for instance, I have a lunch with a friend and client of the radio station, and he loves this barbecue restaurant. And he's like, we're eating barbecue. Come on, let's go. And I said, I'm sorry, I have to stop on the way and pick up something else for myself because there's nothing Mediterranean at a southern country barbecue restaurant.
There's no warm wheat germ bowls in there.
Well, you make it sound unappetizing. The way you say it.
For fun. Why don't you go in for fun and order the falafel? He ain't worked here in about 2 years.
I'm bringing my own
Baked salmon in paper.
Wow.
salmon
Puppy
and
hut.
paper to the barbecue restaurant and sitting it at a booth in front of
Is this
my-
okay?
They're going to be walking under every booth, sweeping it. What's that smell coming from?
Yeah.
Ugh. Somebody let a cat in here?
That's what people like Biggie and myself who are on journeys have to do, right? Here we are. I'm in a competition. I'm trying to win the thing.
Yeah.
And so I'm taking in.
You've also got a lunch pre-lunch.
I've got a lunch pre-lunch. Oh, I do. I have to avoid that
You're
as
in the
well.
building.
Geez, that's right. I hadn't even
Tuesday
thought of it.
lunch.
I got a Tuesday lunch.
There's your
pre-lunch.
lunch. Maybe there'll be a salad there.
Maybe.
You won't have to stop for your warm, clear ball bowl, whatever those little balls look like. What are those?
Fish balls?
Is that quinoa?
Or lentils.
When you say it like that.
They look like little clear balls.
Clear balls?
Yeah, aren't those? Is that quinoa?
Oh, quinoa. Yeah, the quinoa clear balls.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. I'll
What's
try.
that feel like in your mouth?
It's not good. It's like sawdust. It's a lot like sawdust. There's that. Now,
As long as you're happy.
It tastes like ashes.
well, of course I'm happy. Don't be
Yeah,
ridiculous.
it's all about living your life.
Don't be ridiculous. Of course. Now, closer to home, but another foreign country. This is Canada. They have, now, Dave, this one might get you. The Canadian Center on Substance Use and Addiction, the CCSA, have come out with some guidelines as well. And they promised this. The last guidelines were 11 years ago. And they said, we're going to work on this now. Here's what they recommend for alcohol consumption for a week.
For the average Canadian?
Yes, the average Canadian should consume what they say is 2 drinks per week. And by drinks, they mean 2 12-ounce beers at 5% of alcohol or less, or ciders, or 2 5-ounce glasses of wine per week, just 2 per week, or 2 shot glasses full of whiskey, whatever it might
Fireball.
be. Fireball. Whatever it might be. All right, so
A week to me is a day.
yeah, well, right.
It's biblical.
I think a lot of people are saying that. That's the thing. And so
In Canada?
Canadians drink some beer now.
They do.
Sure do.
They're drinkers. And so
What's the national drink there? Is it Molson's? Labatt's? I mean, they're all on the...
Moosehead.
Moosehead. I like
but they're
Moosehead.
not...
Molson.
I mean, doesn't the Canadians play in Molson Arena, right?
Yes, Montreal Canadiens.
And I think that Toronto plays it in Labatt's.
Is that right?
I think.
Well, when I watch hockey in the playoffs, I do on the boards there for advertising. Always Molson. I mean,
Yes,
Molson is
Molson's, yeah.
everywhere.
Maybe that's
they're-
the national beer.
well,
Canadian Mist.
perhaps.
Is that
For-
really
for the
Canadian?
dark liquor, yeah.
For dark liquor?
Now, up in Canada, they caught up with a just a normal guy, a regular Canadian citizen, coming out of the store, and he had purchased some alcohol, and they told him, here are the new guidelines.
This is nice.
Well, first they said, what'd you buy today?
What did you buy today?
I bought 6 Busch Light, 6 Bud Light, and I love them, tall boys.
Okay, so he's
A
Those
12-pack.
those are imports
right.
to them.
Bush and Buds.
Tall
and
boys.
Tall boys. And he loves it. Then they told him, you know what they've done?
I don't know, friend. I don't know if you heard, fella.
Uh-oh.
2 drinks a week.
How much would you drink a day?
Well, what day? Regular day, I don't know, maybe a couple of beers, depends. Weekends, maybe, 5 beer.
All right, they asked him that. Then they said, well, the new guideline is 2 drinks per week.
2 drinks a week? Well, that's just not feasible, not in this country.
We're not doing that. We are not doing that. You know what you missed, Biggie, when you were gone? I was saying, Chad, the guy on the local news station here, I saw him talking about what he consumes, local news anchor, and he says he allows himself 1 cup of coffee per month.
What?
That's a level of willpower we'll never know.
1 a month. Otherwise, he doesn't get the 9 hours sleep per night that he requires to do
Wow. 9 hours. It's a big recharge.
That's what he said, yes. So 1 cup of coffee per month is what he does. Okay, so they told him, you got 2 drinks. That's all you get per day, or per week, I should say. And he wasn't having any of that.
Well, come on, man. 2 drinks a week. What's that going to do for you? I mean, that doesn't even get you through a day. A reasonable amount. If you're at home, you should be able to have like 4 beer. That's just 2 more. I mean, I'll have 6, but 4 is a fair number. But there shouldn't even be guidelines anyway. Why are you going to tell me how much I can drink at home?
Yeah, who's telling me what I'm supposed
He's going through all the stages.
That's all of them right there.
There's bargaining.
Right.
There's anger.
Right.
What about, we need to start with 4.
Wait a minute.
4. Now you have 4. I'll have 6.
And he's talking a day, by the way. I don't think he's talking a week. I think he's talking
No, he's
a day.
per
That's per day.
Yeah, but they're going 2 a week. But that's, again, just a guideline. Just a guideline from Canadians. Canadian government here, that organization, looked at how much they're drinking, and they're saying there's a lot of health problems because of all of our
Do
drinking.
we know, Kelly, what the previous recommendations had been 11 years prior?
Nearest I could tell, 4 drinks per week is what they said. So they've cut it in half.
Okay.
So they basically said, here's you need to drink half of what you're drinking. But even that, I mean, for this gentleman, and I think for many, you have a couple of beers a night. You have a couple of glasses of wine in the evening.
In the Western world, yes.
Yes. I mean, that's, don't you think a lot of people after work will wind down with a glass or 2 of wine?
Sure.
Oh, yeah.
Per night. Well, you're a wine drinker. Do you have it during the week?
I'll have maybe every other night a glass.
Okay. Every other night. So even you are then you're over.
Oh, yeah, I'm
They
over
say
the Canadian
you're
limit.
Dave, you're a drinker.
Well, some would say.
All right. During the week, Thursday night, what are you having? A couple of beers?
Sure. And shots.
All right. You're out
And
of
then wine with dinner.
You're out of compliance.
With the meal.
And the gentleman continues to make his case.
Well, I guess the idea is, would you be concerned that you're at a higher health risk if you're drinking too much?
No. That's the main point here is, why are they telling me what I can drink at home? What, can I have 2 liters of pop? Can I have 2 liters of pop? Well, what's more healthy, 4 beers or 2 liters of Coca-Cola? Do the math.
Okay.
Got a point.
You don't want to hear what they said about pop.
Wait till you hear what they said there.
That's out next week.
They're not wanting that either.
They're not happy with pop, I can tell you.
You do the math.
He's dead on.
Sounds like our friend on the street is not going to make any changes.
Well, ask him, will this affect what you do? And he says no.
So I'm guessing that this information about the new guidelines isn't going to change your life.
It's heartbreaking, and I can't even believe it.
Where's he going? Back inside to get more beer.
Yeah, before they take it away from you, he's going back inside. You know what else? At the very end, they said, do you have any final messages for us?
Okay.
And first he said, rock and roll. But then something I should tell you about our Canadian friend is he has his teeth look a little strange, and one of them apparently is he can take it in and out with his tongue. Okay, he can upper and lower, and he has almost a line from a famous movie that he's tweaked just a little bit.
Rock and roll! Oh, wait a minute. You can't handle the tooth.
You can't handle the tooth as he takes it in and out of his mouth with his tongue. But I'll tell you the truth, I think he makes some good points there. Don't keep your laws off me. I'm not. Come on now.
Worry about your pop.
But again, those are not laws. They are just guidelines for Canadians.
I'm sure the United States has them. I don't know what they are.
They probably recommend.
They probably are.
They have a recommendation, I'm sure. But we never pay attention to that.
No.
I mean, Canada they've made a big deal of saying we're recommending less alcohol. We want us to drink less.
Well, and their health care system is different, right?
It is.
It's
Yes,
a
it
little
is.
more in your face. It affects people directly.
Do you think, well, I asked the same question about England and cake and cookies. Do you think now, because they have made a big deal and it is in the news that guidelines are out there, 2 drinks a week, 10 years from now when they look at the stats, will Canadians be drinking less?
No.
You don't think so?
No, I don't think so. No.
I don't think so either. I don't think it's going to really affect anybody.
I mean, I wonder what affects alcohol consumption? Stress?
What happened in COVID?
Went
Did
up.
it go up?
It seemed to go up, I think.
At home drinking.
Yeah.
Because you couldn't go out.
Right.
But what would stop people from drinking? It's just make it more expensive.
Expense.
Yeah.
That's it.
Maybe a direct link to disease, but most people don't
pay attention.
dismiss science.
And we've dismissed science about food and drinks for a long time. Even
we know it's there, but we say it's bad for me. But something's going to kill you.
Yeah, and I'm going to try.
It's that fatalistic worldview.
Yes.
I'll take a pill for it, or I'm going to die anyway.
Yeah, and I'm going to live my life. I'm not going to sit there and be miserable. A lot of people say I'd rather live the way I want to and die younger.
Like Biggie, enjoy his first 40.
That's it.
Instead of Chris Kelly, enjoy the last 60.
I've done it.
But you're not enjoying the last 60.
You're not enjoying it.
I've done it the opposite here.
You're miserable.
Yeah. My next 40 years are going to be, miserable. Well, first 40 were awesome. The next 40 will suck.
Yeah.
Because I'll eat right, live right.
Let's focus on one.
Yeah. Remember, you did say, I'm going through, this is entering my last decade, is what you've said a couple of times. Coming up here on the Two Guys Named Chris show. I was very interested in that, though, intrigued by both. I have a harder time, though, laying off the cookies and cakes than the beer or wine or liquor.
But Americans don't drink the most, do they? Out of, like I said, the Western...
The developed countries?
The developed countries, yeah.
Is it Canada? They drink more than us per capita?
I think it's in Europe.
Oh, really? Well, wine.
Like Germany?
I would think Germany.
Yeah.
The
Japan,
Netherlands?
Japanese drink a lot.
Do they?
A lot of drinking in Japan.
A lot of drinking.
And Korea.
Yep.
Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know the stats on that, on who drinks the most. What about Australia?
Probably.
They have that hard-charging image.
Yeah, they do.